Well, remember Isaiah's words from yesterday. Trust the Lord forever, for the Lord our God is the rock of ages. Rock of ages is our God. What a great image. A reminder of the fact that God is strong, that He's our sanctuary, our security in these uncertain times. In the storms of life, God is the rock of ages. I want to come back to Charles Spurgeon. He's the preacher from years ago, and his quote, "I have learned to kiss the wave that throws me against the rock of ages." Anyone wrestling with this? I know I still am. I get the metaphor of a wave. It definitely helps us understand suffering and hardships of life. The waves are crashing in on us. For some, though, it seems like a tsunami right now. And Spurgeon wants us to kiss the wave? How naive is he? Well, it's interesting because he almost anticipates objections, and so he gives us some context. This is what he says. The waters rolled in continually, wave upon wave. I do not mention this to exact sympathy, he says, but simply to let the reader see that I am no dry land sailor. I have traversed those oceans. I know the roll of the billows and the rush of the winds. And then he adds this, never were the promises of Jehovah so precious to me as at this hour. Some of them never understood until now. What he's saying is that I'm no dry land sailor, right? I've experienced the waves of this world. And I can tell you that the waves that have cast me against the rock of ages, and for that I'm grateful. Because now I know the power and the presence of God in a way that I would not have otherwise understood. You see, the waves of suffering bring with him an opportunity to discover God's power and presence in a way that we don't always do when we're thinking about waves. Right? I kiss the waves because the waves bring with me this opportunity to be used by God in a way that can't be used otherwise. It gives me an opportunity for God to be glorified in a way that He's not glorified before the waves come. There are things that God does in the waves that just don't seem to happen when we're laying on the side of the pool or on the beach, drinking an Arnold Palmer. Today, would you remember that every wave brings with it an opportunity to discover joy and peace that's not dependent on the condition of the water. It's not dependent on circumstances. Let's strive to reach the place where we understand waves, right? Well, waves are an opportunity for us to embrace rather than an obstacle to endure. James, the half-brother of Jesus, he says it this way, "Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy." Let's choose that attitude, that very attitude today for you. And would you get the kiss out of here? Learn to kiss the wave? All right. Maybe that's foolish. Maybe you just want to take some time today and make some kisses that you can make sure you're reminded about kissing the wave.